Hello there guys and welcome to Daily Updates. So we are closer to entering 2024, which many are referring to it as the new 1994 because they are coining it as the decider in terms of politics. We have suffered enough and people are saying that the new 1994 is 2024. Well, in this video, I'm not endorsing any political party that people should vote for, but I'm merely saying that we know that there is one party that has been governing all this time, and we have had a lot of problems under it. So if you have one person that you have been in a relationship with and they've been very abusive, the only thing to do is to leave that person and find a new person. So here are 5 reasons why we should really ditch the current person that you are in love with, because this party has done it all, but it's really failing to show us the way. So here are the 5 reasons why in 2024 we are not really supposed to vote for the same party that we have voted that has been governing since 1994. So the first one on the list, in no particular order, it is load shedding. We are currently experiencing stage 8 of load shedding. They are telling us that it's stage 6. But we know it's stage 8 load shedding. Load shedding has been there during the term of Zuma. Load shedding it has been there when Ramaphosa started, and it's still here. Ramaphosa is the president. When Thabo Mbeki left the presidency, load shedding was still running around. They were still talking about load shedding. That's why they decided to build the new power stations that were supposed to help combat load shedding, because they feared this problem of load shedding. So in no way are we going to associate load shedding with Cyril Ramaphosa. In no way are we just going to associate load shedding with Jacob Zuma. We associate load shedding with the party, with the government that has been running this country since 1994. Because how can they not see that we have a problem and solve it before we can get anywhere? For example, we just came out of winter. There was load shedding in winter, mainly stage 4, sometimes stage 6, and then they were telling us about the possibilities of stage 8, but they managed to keep us at stage 4, stage 3, stage 2, and sometimes stage 8. You go out of winter, you go into summer, you have that thing of saying that summer is going to be better because it is hot. We don't need heaters. We don't need anything that is going to keep us warm. So it means we don't use a lot of electricity. Well, we are currently in September and we are on stage 8, which tells us that they've been burning way more diesel. Now they can't keep up with that demand of diesel, damaging the infrastructure with this diesel that they continue to burn every time. You are fixing a problem for short term, and in a long run, it is costing the country. Because if you really look at it, we are about to collapse if this thing is not solved. We are about to reach stage 10 where the whole economy is experiencing problems. If we can't really complain and get concerned about that, we are going to see ourselves starving like Zimbabwe. So then, one thing that comes to my mind is that, well, look, they've been failing to combat load shedding all this time. So as the people of South Africa, what gives us any hope that this load shedding that they failed under these 3 presidents, what makes us believe that after 2024, they are going to sort it out? What gives us that idea that, well, give them a chance, vote for them 2024, once they win, they are going to sort out load shedding? If we really think that they are going to do that, we are misleading ourselves. Because if you can't beat it now, what makes you believe that you can combat it in a later stage? We were told that by December, they should have an idea of finally destroying this. You know, people can say anything for votes. And when they say that, sometimes we cheer for them. But you are telling me in September I'm on stage 8, and then by December you're telling me that you might be able to deal with that load shedding. These people have money in their hands that money is under their governance. Why can't they find a solution to solving the problem of load shedding? What makes it so difficult to solve this problem of load shedding? Because this first thing called load shedding, it's affecting a whole lot of the other factors that I'm going to mention in the next coming moments, which are also the reasons why we should not vote for these people. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, it is the one that is causing number 1. The second reason why we should not be voting for this party that has not given us anything is because of corruption. There is a lot of instances of corruption. Zondo Commission exposed that as the many people who don't know of the instances of corruption in this country. Zondo Commission gave us the tip of the iceberg. But put Zondo Commission aside, there was once a whistleblower that decided not long ago, the 23rd of August 2021, this person died. The whistleblower decided to blow the whistle at the corruption that was happening at a hospital. If this can be happening at a hospital, what about the many other things? So on the 23rd of August 2021, Babita Deokaran, I hope I'm pronouncing the name well, was killed for exposing 1 billion corruption at Tembisa Hospital. 1 billion rand. And this is the same hospital. People are complaining that the service delivery there, they can leave you there sitting on a bench for hours. But there's 1 billion to waste. Of that 1 billion, people were buying jeans. They were invoicing jeans, invoicing clothes, invoicing sofas from that 1 billion, channeling it into their companies, into themselves. The 1 billion. And she decided, well, let me expose these people. Once I expose them, I'm going to get protection. How do you expose the same people that you later expect them to protect you? It's like the same people you are reporting the corrupt to are also the masters of corruption. So you want to tell me that you are going to report a lesser corrupt person to a bigger corrupt person and then you expect to be protected. So in turn, the beautiful soul of Babita Deokaran was lost because people did not want to be exposed. The Guptas were there. They showed us how it's easy to destroy South Africa. Malusi Gigaba can remember that. He went to the Zondo Commission also. He was being accused there and there. There was a guy from, I don't remember the name well, KBC Jonas, being offered 600 million. I'm not sure if it can fit in the bag that he say they were offering him inside. Being offered 600 million so that corruption can take its course. Corruption is the reasons many people died of hunger. Corruption is the reason people are unemployed. And corruption is the reason South Africa is not the same country that we used to have. Even our sports is not the same anymore because of corruption. It is the pillar of the mess that is happening in South Africa. That is corruption. A major problem that we have, which is number 3 on the list, it's unemployment / youth unemployment. If you can employ the people, they are going to starve, and you have a bigger problem which leads to problems of crime. If you have 49 million youth of South Africa not employed, you have a problem in your hands. They said go to school so that you can get papers, so that we can hire you. And then you can compete with papers with other people and not just sit at home. Kids went to school, graduated, got their diplomas, degrees, masters, but the problem is they can't find jobs. If ever they find jobs, they get jobs that they did not study for. You studied so many years only to get paid 3.5 per month. So the statistics of South Africa say that the second quarter of 2023, the percentage of unemployment rate was at 32.6. And the youth unemployment was 4.9 million youth of South Africa were unemployed, and the percentage is 46.5. These statistics tells us of a rot in a country that should be leading in Africa and should be improving. The more the population grows, the more the unemployment becomes a nightmare. Yes, people are going to school, people are growing, and the youth is growing in its number, and they expect to get jobs. And the jobs is not because of favors. They went to school to study, only to go home and sit at home. And I've been told that you cannot just sit at home. You have to come up with a plan of making a business, or starting a business, or making money through other means which are legal. But how are you going to do that when you have no resources, no finance? That gives you a very big problem, that once you reach a problem of not getting employed, people go and do things that they regret, which lands them in jail. Overcrowded jails lead to some criminals are being let go freely, saying that, well, we need spaces in jail. Because majority of people that are getting arrested, not that we have excuse for crime, but majority of people that are getting arrested are young people. And if they don't get arrested, they use drugs. Young people are being destroyed by drugs in South Africa. Young people land in jail. Those that are obeying the law are sitting at home stressing. Some are committing such huge problems to their lives because they can't bear it anymore. Who should we blame if we can't blame the people that are running the country and say that, well, the young people have went to school. You said we fought for you. How about after fighting for them, providing them the opportunities to lead? There is one thing that I always said, that really we have a problem if we don't fix it. So many old people running this institution, running these departments that are working in these departments. You have so many old people that can't even write an email. They are waiting for that age to say that it is my time to go home. But that leads to the road that continues, because they are not improving the standard of South Africa. Employ more youth. Employ more youth. I wish there was a law that says, instead of saying 65, we should lower it so that these people can give some of the youth a chance to go there and work also. Because without that, we have a nightmare. The president said before that the government is not the only solution to creating employment. The private companies should come in. But you must remember, private companies are not binded by anyone. They do as they wish. And if they say we employ these young people and are not paying them enough, it provides a problem. At least they got employed, but it still provides a problem because people have went to school. Instead of getting proper salaries, they're getting 4.5. And what is the solution to unemployment? They say it's 350. Some youth leaders said that the other time they were speaking about increasing it and giving a grants to graduates. That is not a solution. As long as you don't provide a job to people who need the jobs, you are wasting your time, because whatever that you give them, in the near future, they are going to say it is not enough. The best thing you can do is to create a space for young people to get employment. Not only young people, but also the people of South Africa. Because we can't bear it sitting at that high unemployment rate of 32.6 and say that we see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe it's a train coming, because there is no change in the situation of South Africa. Another problem that we have as the people of South Africa, which if not improved, it keeps businesses away, investments away, that is the level of crime in South Africa. Somebody must do something with the problem of crime. If really you have a police minister and they've been given their shot, but there is no change to the level of crime. Actually, it's going up every year. But they wear those heads that they wear towards crime scenes and then address the people saying that we need to stop this. But the same thing continues to happen. Then you need to change that person. Here we have a country where CIT robberies are at an alarming stage that sometimes you wonder, are these people robbing themselves or what? Because there is so many each and every day in South Africa. There is an incident of an ATM has been bombed. A CIT truck has been bombed. How long are we supposed to sit and watch at this kind of crimes happening? And when you have a problem of crime, just know that you are not going to get any business coming into the country, because business is also in the form of tourists. It's not only about companies coming to invest in South Africa. Tourists coming into South Africa, they end up, some of them dying, coming to visit our country. There is no solution to solving crime other than the police department making sure that they strengthen themselves to combat crime. Criminals are working freely. They are working freely. You know, crime is so high that you get a ticket. You can pay cold drink money, 100 rand to a traffic officer. They let you go. Those are the smaller things that tells you that you are never going to solve crime. When a public servant, who we spoke about unemployment, they are employed, that public servant decides to get that money of bribe to let you go, because as much as you committed crime, they let you go because they need that cold drink money. It keeps growing. People are getting killed. Mafia styles, people are getting killed. Young prominent people are getting killed. They killed AKA. If they can kill AKA to this day, they can never tell you who killed him, or we have suspect that we arrested. Last time we remember they told us that they got the gun, that they are suspecting that gun killed AKA. They can't even tell you the proper information on that, because themselves, they are not even sure that whatever they have is the correct thing. South African police, they are trying, but it looks like they are incapacitated in terms of crime, because the level of crime in South Africa is shocking. If we need a government that is going to provide for the people of South Africa, first thing is to look at the government that is going to combat crime and not allow nonsense in terms of crime. But then again, if the higher people, in terms of the hierarchy, if the higher people are committing crime, you think that the lower one is just going to sit there and say no to crime? They are learning it from the higher ones who are doing much more crime, who are doing heists, and you think that we should vote for the same people that are not really giving us a choice, but to sit and wonder if they are ever going to change. So number 4 on the list is crime. That problem tells you that voting that particular party is a no if you are serious about changing the country. So I've listed all these other 4 that should give us a clear reason why we should not vote for a particular party. We should really register, all of us, and make sure that we are going in numbers to vote, but not for some parties that are not really looking for us. You can have a list. It's a Bible that you need to choose from when you want to vote, because there are a lot of parties. Some are sunrises, some are bosses, a lot of them. As long as you avoid people that are not giving us change, you are doing good. So the last on the list is the service delivery. If anyone can raise their hand and say, I've driven or I've walked in a town in South Africa and I've never seen a pothole, I can give that person 1,000, which I don't have. Not only potholes, the conditions of our roads is a problem. Service delivery anywhere. Kids in schools are still using pit toilets. Most of municipalities, which majority are under a particular party, most of these municipalities enjoy irregular expenditures, hiring some accountants from outside to deal with their problems, only for them to still be declared that they don't meet the threshold. That is the problem we have in South Africa. No one can be held accountable for their problems. The people who suffer are the people of the communities of South Africa. There is no service delivery. We just deliver ourselves, because the people who should be delivering have failed. Well, they try to deliver at some few towns where they realize that those people are more important than the others. But in a nutshell, there is no service delivery. If you want that delivered, deliver it yourself. So is this the people that we want to say are going to lead us to the promised land? If indeed 2024 is the promised land, and you want to tell me you've lived in South Africa, in any town, in any city, and you have enjoyed service delivery, then you are living in a wrong province. Maybe you are not in South Africa, because where we are at, we line up at post office trying to get service, but we sit for many hours not getting that service. We line up at Home Affairs. We have so many problems that we can mention, but the word alone, service delivery, goes to get, it rhymes with that 3-letter party, because it really failed to deliver the service that people need. So guys, these are the 5 that I think, if you really want to think about your future, you look at them and say, what did they do for me? For me to give them that thing they need the most. You know what? If there was a need for them to build a new city, and then if they build it, they get a promise that we are going to vote for you, they were going to build it before 2024. That's how serious they are about the elections. But once the elections are done, they go and demolish that city. That's how they don't take us, the people of South Africa, serious. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, cheers.